All right. We're gonna go ahead and do our daily coding challenge. Today's gonna be a lot easier than it was yesterday. We were gonna do one that was very similar to yesterday, but even I was getting confused with it. So we're gonna take it easy today. I'm gonna pass out the link to you guys. It's gonna be in the chat. And while you guys do that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay, we're gonna see here the title of this challenge is called the Mexican Wave, right? So the wave, known as the Mexican
Hmm.
Wave. What, you guys already do it?
Oh, sorry, my mute is off. But yeah, I think I showed this as one of my things
Oh, really?
in the beginning. Yeah, but it looks very bad, so it would be good to refactor it now.
You say it looks really bad? Okay.
Oh, is that
Well,
what
it
this
it,
is?
it looked it looked crazy. That's the
Oh, you
thing.
know what?
So
Sam, this is actually a pretty good thing. A lot of times we do these coding challenges and we kind of just like forget to ever touch back up on it and see how well we do. Um, and it's probably a good time for you to see like how far you have come, right? So the Mexican wave, known as the Mexican wave in the English-speaking world outside of North America, is an example of a metachronal rhythm achieved in a packed stadium when successive groups of spectators briefly stand, yell, and raise your hands, right? So immediately upon stretching to the full height, the spectator returns to their usual seated position, right? It's something you guys are pretty common with seeing in sports, just doing the wave and trying to start it off, right? The result is a wave of standing spectators that travels through the crowd, even though individual spectators never move away from their seats. In many large arenas, the crowd is seated in a contiguous circuit. Contiguous? I don't know, man. English is my second language. All the way around the sport field, right? And so the wave is able to travel continuously around the arena in discontiguous seating arrangements. The wave can instead reflect back and forth through the crowd. When the gap in seating is narrow, the wave can sometimes pass through it. Usually only one wave at any given time in an arena, although simultaneous counter-rotating waves have been produced. All right, this is from, you can see it's from Wikipedia. And your task for today is essentially to create a function that turns a string into a Mexican wave, and you'll be pass a string, and you must return that string in an array where the uppercase letter is a person standing up. And we can kind of see a small example of that. We have the function with the name passed in, and we see what it should return is hello. Notice that the first item within the index 0 has a capital letter H. Index 1, it's now lowercase, but the E is capitalized. Index 2, the E is lowercase back again, but L is capitalized, and so on and so forth, kind of demonstrating a wave, right? This is a Caillou 6, so it shouldn't be too crazy. And now we can kind of talk about the thought process behind it. So looking at this, how do I stretch it out?
Good question. I'm trying to figure out the same thing.
All right. So more than likely, what it looks like what's gonna happen is we will probably be given so we're gonna receive a word of X length that we don't know, and we're gonna want to essentially iterate and capitalize every letter that we're currently on. So iterate through the string and capitalize the current working character. We're going to probably want to make a temporary formatted string. So create a temporary formatted string. And within this string, we want to conjoin it with the left and right parts of the string that aren't being affected, right? So things to take into account when doing that. What index are we currently on. So are we joining anything to the left, or is it the very first item within the string? Another thing to take into account, what if there is a space within the string that is given, right? Because I know it mentioned something about, spaces within the stadium. And then lastly, well, not lastly yet, add the formatted string to our list of result. And finally, return the string. So definitely a lot easier than what you guys seen yesterday or what you guys saw last week. It's gonna be manipulating strings and lists at the exact same time. So looking at this, we can probably come in here and do something like print people just to see what it gives us. I'm pretty sure it should be a word. Yeah, so it's giving you a string right off the bat. Hello, Code Wars. Do we have any with spaces? We see here. At one point we might get a string with a space in it, so we do have to take into account that edge case. We have one where there's multiple spaces between it and then spaces afterwards, so we do have to have some kind of check that takes that into account, right? Time is 4:09. I think this is definitely one that you guys can get done within the next 10 minutes. So we won't leave halfway through after creating our pseudocode, which is pretty nice. And Sam, you get to see how well your skills have improved. So I'm gonna go ahead and break out the rooms, and I will see you guys in 10 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So talking back from the pseudocode that we're talking about and the thought process. So we know we're going to be receiving a word from our function. And the end result should be some kind of formatted list, right? So we're going to create a empty list here, which I'm going to call wave list. And this should be where my result is going to be saved into. We talked about having to loop through the word and format the character as we see. So we'll probably have to do some like for I in range. And the range will be the length of whatever people would be. And then I'm a very visual guy, so we can do something like people, I, and print out what it's giving us. Uh-oh, I used the wrong notation. All right, whenever you print something out, we're gonna get our hello. And what we should probably do is check if we are currently working at the start of the index or in the middle or at the end. And depending on what part of the string we are, we're gonna want to format our string a little bit differently. All right, so we're gonna say if people, I, or we can say if I is equal to 0, then do the following, right? Else, do something else, right? So if we are at the beginning, then we can create a temporary variable called formatted word. And what I want this formatted word to be should be people index I, should be the very first item within that word. Capitalized using the dot title method. And I'm going to conjoin it with the remainder of my string. And I can say from like I onwards. I don't remember if I think this includes the current index. So I'm going to do +1. But essentially what this does, it should grab the H in hello, titles it, and then we're going to add it to everything else that comes after that. And we're only going to do that if we're currently on index 1. If not, then we need to format this in a different manner, where it's formatted word going to equal to everything that comes before the I, on the left. And then the current working character I'm on should be capitalized. And I want to conjoin the other part of the string on the right side. And this should format that hello for me. We can do wave list dot append, the formatted word.
You got two M's there, and you need two T's and one M for
I
formatted, and
can't
the
spell.
parentheses. Yeah, there
Thank
you
you.
go. One more T. There you go.
Thank you, thank you. Tell me, man, English is hard.
Yeah, it is for sure.
So afterwards, we can return wave list and see what this has given us so far. And it seems like I failed a couple, right? So it seems like I failed the part where there is spaces in here. And we can say if people index I is equal to an empty string, then I want to pass, else do the following. Test that again. I pass all these tests, attempt it, and it's good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that most of you guys were able to get through the entire coding challenge. Is that correct?
No.
Really? What happened, Sam?
False.
Yeah, totally.
I'll be blunt. Yeah, I mean,
I
totally don't have
statement
my
you have
result
said
from
today.
last time.
Hey, Tristan.
we try to go
Cannot
fancy with
support.
it, and we try to do JavaScript. So none of us are JavaScript versed, besides Tristan GPT. He's the best. But the rest of us, yeah, we try to do a map function too, and we are lost in the sauce with the map function.
Okay, well, I have not touched JavaScript in a hot minute. And we can try to do that if you guys would like. If you're
Let's do
interested.
it.
We can say wave list is equal to an M3 list. Now I'm here on the spot. I've not touched JavaScript so like such a long time. I'm so rusty.
Yeah, we camel case in JavaScript.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. You guys will probably have to help me out here. We say
Yeah,
wave
and
list.
then real quick, also you need to have let in front of wave list.
Correct. Let wave list equal opening bracket. Continue to help, and I can say is it let for I equals 0?
Switch. You'll need the for in the spot of let, and then let goes inside. So for, yep, and then let I
I
equal
equals 0. I less than, I believe it's like
string dot length or people dot
string
length.
dot length. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. String less than
No need for the parentheses, and then
okay.
semicolon, and then increment plus plus.
Yeah, I'm rusty. Right? That's what happens when all you do is code in one language for a while. Right? So we have for let I equals 0. Regain the length of whatever our string is. And then I plus plus. And we can kind of still keep the same functionality here that we did before. It's just gonna be a little bit different. We can say if let's see, I believe string index I is equal to empty space. Then I want to, did I do pass? I don't think I can do pass here. Continue. With equal to an empty string, I want to continue. Else, else we want to do the following. I'm going to say, if I is equal to 0, then we're going to do the formatting. We'll say formatted we can say let, right? Let formatted string is equal to whatever string I plus string I plus 1. And then onwards, and then I don't remember, I think it's to uppercase or to upper, right? Am I correct here? Yes, Gary?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
two
JavaScript.
uppercase.
two uppercase. Line 9, I think it's else if, right? Or
Else
elif,
if-
or
Yeah, else it's a
I don't know. I hate this language.
no, you're
man.
right. You're right. It's else if, so if just has to go outside the parenthesis.
Okay, okay. Else if I is equal to 0, then we do the following, right? Okay. All right. And then we have to do another else if. Else if, or else, I guess it would be else. We have to do something else, right? So if it's not index 0, then we have to check, we have to format it different, right? So we'll say let formatted string is equal to, someone tell me spelled formatted wrong. Thanks. Here, you can stop me. Formatted. Formatted. Okay, there you go. We'll grab everything before the I. We'll add the I dot to uppercase plus.
So line 13, when you declare formatted string, you're gonna want to add a T. So TT, and then
And-
the one, then that one you're gonna want to, yeah, and then take away one. There you go.
Yeah, I'm very Voldemort right now, right? I'm
No,
very
you're
Voldemort.
good. You're good. You're good.
Okay. All right. So we got string I to uppercase, and then we're gonna conjoin the far end, and this should be I plus 1, and then the rest, and then finally it should be. I don't think the way we have this is correct.
Yeah, I don't think it's joining on anything either. So you're not appending, I
Yeah,
guess, appending anything.
I guess I would append it here. Wave list dot push
Yeah.
formatted string else wave list dot push formatted string. Once again, my kryptonite. All right, and then at the very end we return wave list. Okay, let's give it an honest try here. Error, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Is the return supposed to be between 16 and 17? Or am I tripping too?
16 and 17. This
Oh, it's
right here.
outside. I see what
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
outside
It's
the function, I think.
No,
Or
it is
no,
outside
no,
the
no,
for
it's
loop,
in.
right? So here is
Yeah.
the two brackets. It's
Yeah.
not liking this
Yeah,
right here.
Can you do that
Oh.
in JavaScript? I don't know if you
I
can
don't
do
think
that with
so.
No,
I
you,
don't
you
know the
gotta have
syntax though.
another. Wait.
Is it 2 colons?
Ah,
You can use dot splice instead of using the square brackets.
You might be
Dot
able to,
splice.
yeah.
Or dot
Dot
slice, sorry. Dot slice.
dot slice.
Yeah.
And we want to slice it from I plus 1.
Yeah, and I think in that case you don't need the colon for dot slice also.
Oh, okay. Okay. That will make more sense. Okay. Same here, dot slice I plus 1. Let's give that a try. See what kind of error we get here. It's not liking this either. So it should be dot, I misspelled slice. Dot slice. And this will be. You say I don't need a colon? How does it
Yeah,
know?
I think by default it will slice from I+1 to the end. So I think for the first one you can do like slice 0 to I.
Let's
Uh,
check it out. Let's go with JavaScript. List slicing. Dot slice. It takes in on this. We have animals. It slices up to 2, so it grabs elephant, duck, and camel from index 2. Okay, so by giving that, but how do we get everything before? We wanted to get ant and bison. This one gets camel and duck. But nothing's getting. I guess we could do like 0, comma, and then the I, right?
yeah.
So this will be I+1, but this will be 0, comma, I. Okay. Oh, boom, baby.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Let's go. All right, guys. Good job. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. I know we went a little bit over time, but that's how you do it. I apologize. I am a little rusty on JavaScript. I have not used it in a hot minute. But one thing I do want to point out before we move out into our team stand downs is just the fact that you guys are currently doing algorithms. I'll stop real quick. Yes to me.
No, I was just clapping.
Oh,
Even though we
okay.
went over, yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so just the fact that you guys are doing algorithms, that is game changing, right? This is something that recently got in place. I want to say, I think it should be your cohort that we just recently started doing this. Data structures every day, even if it's something simple, to the more complex later on as you go through the curriculum. And the reason for that is because before, and like most coding boot camps, you get taught the main meat and potatoes, right, of what it means to be a full stack developer. And when I was going through, it was the same thing. You know, everything that you need to know that's very pertinent to what it means to be a developer. And we touched data structures for like a week, and I believe you guys will too. But besides that, after we got past like object-oriented programming, we weren't given any kind of assignments after class, right? It was kind of like expected, like, hey, you should probably study up on it, but no one really said anything. When it came down to graduation time, they brought in like volunteers from different people, and you see how it goes with your interviews, and you realize you're pretty bad with data structures. When I got my first interview, I tried interviewing for Google. They pulled up a shared Word document and they gave me the text of what I needed to write. And I didn't realize that I wouldn't have an IDE like we do here, right? Where I can actively run my code to make sure it's working. No, they tell me, hey, this is your problem, solve it. And I'm typing in this Word document, and looking back at it, I was mixing JavaScript and Python with my solution. And that was very embarrassing, right? And that was because I had not touched algorithms so long that I was just rusty. So even if it's something very simple, enough to stimulate your mind and kind of get those gears rolling, it's going to do wonders for you guys once you guys complete your time during the cohort. So keep at it. Now that's enough for my rant. I'm going to go ahead and stop share and stop the recording.